calling people.
Jesus.
Take it easy.
Shut up, dude.
Dude.
That is how every episode of this seemingly starts. And I don't know we're recording. You tell me something, I tell you to shut up.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Down.
What?
The slack on that microphone cord. Pull it out from the bottom. Dude, you should be fucking loving. Will you give me some more in the ears?
In the ears?
If you could.
Yeah. I don't know which one yours is. Oh, yeah.
Yes. Yeah, like that.
Dude, you're like deaf, bro.
No, I like a loud monitor, dude.
I used to play the drums, and Nathan Lee, I remember I showed you that picture of the guy who was like doing
The impressions, it was like, gentlemen.
No, that's Richard Lee.
Yeah, Richard Lee.
This is my buddy Nathan. He's just yoked. He's just jacked. And he's been jacked forever, even in high school. And he was playing the snare drum just to my right and just like crack. And just my hearing has been not the best ever since.
Damn.
And I usually crank it. But you like it louder with Crowder. You love it. By the way.
That was a good show.
I got an advertisement for the new Daily Wire documentary.
What's it called?
It's called "What Is a Woman?"
Okay. It's just like, what's the point? You know,
Yeah.
just do anything else.
This guy, he spent so much time on this, though, man. It just cracks me up because I watched the trailer and stuff, and I was just like, oh, okay. And I mean, it's relevant to me in some ways as far as just my daughter's having to deal with a lot of friends that are going through that type of stuff, and so it just cracks me up.
Yeah,
But he's like, I had asked one question: what's a woman? So I went to the Women's March. You'd think they'd know there, wouldn't you?
I went to a women's march and said, trans people don't exist. Change my mind.
Yeah. No, he literally was going to and he's like, hey, well, you're all women here. And they're like, yeah. And they're like, so what is a woman? And they're like, that's actually really hard to say. And like, I'm just dying, dude. The whole scenario just cracks me up.
I'm going to go to one of those marches or one of those things, and I'm going to set up a booth like that guy does, but it's just going to say, I'm going to kill myself, change my mind, and I'm just going to be sitting there with a gun in my mouth. And be like, change my mind. Hey, everyone. Welcome back to Bag Fries.
Welcome to Bag Fries.
I just want to get the stuff out of the way up top. Folks, welcome. You know, the podcast is going through some changes. I am leaving the show.
No, you're not.
I just wanted people to get excited for a second.
Looking at? You looking at the...
I'm looking at nothing.
You better look at them, bro.
Oh, you're right, huh? All
yeah.
Right. Restart the whole podcast.
I'm leaving the show, everybody.
I don't know. I'm literally, I did mushrooms yesterday, so I am like completely brain dead today.
Yeah, what is context? You know what I mean? What is eye contact?
All right, check it out. Guys, welcome back to Bag Fries. Appreciate you guys listening. I love all of you guys. I am leaving the show. No, I'm not. In the next month, probably in about a month, we're going to fucking kick it up a notch. We're actually going to switch over to a new channel. We're going to make it very clear to everybody so that over the next month, while that stuff's all getting set up, you guys know to switch over. We're going to switch it over. I'll provide you with all the links everywhere. Going to get a few other things. Got a sponsor possibly coming on board. That's good news.
Yeah, we got...
Actually, even though I haven't heard from them since I asked for the promo code to be something related to Kevin's pubic hair.
Yeah, you can just say what it is.
Well, I don't know. I don't know.
I want free advertising.
No, that's what I'm saying.
We wanted to make the promo code Kevin's pubes or like...
I said Kevin's bush.
Kevin's bush, because it's for Manscaped, you know.
But, and they have not heard back
back.
We'll see.
But yeah, we love we've noticed that, this is not Brain Jail. This is a different podcast. And we've kept a huge chunk of you guys that were Brain Jail fans, but we've noticed some fall off from those old listeners. So we're just thinking, how can we get more listeners? And one way to do that
we're only getting 50,000 downloads an episode rather than 60,000.
We are getting more downloads than I ever have on any podcast I've done.
No, it's great.
It's amazing, and it's very exciting, and I can take it for granted very easily. And be like, because I just want more, because I just,
Yeah, of course.
I want validation for the efforts. I mean,
capitalism, dude, infinite growth.
Well, and I was literally listening. I was sharing with Bruce. I found a podcast episode of Nantucket Avenue, which was the first podcast I ever did from like over 10 years ago.
There's
And-
one guy going, "Fuck yeah!" Like there's
Yeah, yeah.
like one dude who's like, "Dude, never thought he's playing the old shit."
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
like,
Well, I love it.
"There's something off my first album."
Yeah, yeah. It was published on my own personal website. That's how old it is.
Yeah.
But that website no longer exists. But it's me and my buddies in the backyard. I've talked about Friday Night Man Nights.
We've talked about Friday Night Man Night.
And and then I finally just started recording it, and then I got obsessed with the process of production and all that stuff. So I put that in there.
Got obsessed with the ins and outs of my friends' personal lives and began following them with a loaded gun.
But I've been
games.
doing this for 10 years. You know, I've been doing podcasting longer than I've been doing stand up. And it's like it'd be nice to get a little more payoff, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I think things are. This
like
is
me
great.
talking-
I love everyone who listens to the podcast. I am very happy you listen to the podcast, but just a tiny bit of effort to follow us over to the new channel.
Yeah, super easy. Same podcast, same everything.
Same YouTube though, right?
Yeah, we'll do the same YouTube.
Same YouTube.
But
Also,
yeah.
we're back on track with fucking everything we're doing as far as the YouTube and everything. You know,
yeah.
well, life gets in the way.
Well,
dude.
today, I
My-
mean-
my wife had a major trauma during childbirth in the last few weeks. And
I know.
split her fucking.
Well, your
Ass-
son's
split her ass.
hog busted it.
Yeah,
open.
split her ass right in two, and the so she's had a cloaca for a few weeks, like a bird.
Cloaca?
Cloaca, yeah.
Kawaka, man. That sounds like a.
Yeah, she's been peeing and pooping out of the same hole for the last month, so we're trying to get
Yeah.
that all figured out. But
And that kind of singular hole situation, it will delay a podcast. You know,
Absolutely.
it puts a damper on
100%.
rendering. You know,
no, but that new channel, little
probably like a month, and we ask you to follow us over there, and maybe we'll get that on that iTunes, and then of course I'll leave this channel with Brain Jail stuff on it, so we can archive that. But
also, you know what? And if you right now you're sitting there and you're going, "Man, my fucking bush is out of control. I'm about to buy a product online to really render this fucking problem, like really fix this fucking problem because my pubes are growing like it's a fucking,
it's like it's bad.
a lawn at a haunted house.
Yeah, you're
And it's
cursing your genetics on a daily basis.
people, and there's bugs.
Yeah.
and there's just animals living in there, and you're gonna shave it. Give us a few weeks because we'll have a promo code, and
Yeah.
that's what you're gonna want to use. And it's if you want to help the show, shave your pubes. That's
Yeah,
the
and we
whole
only
thing.
have to convince a couple of you guys to buy a shaver.
Yeah.
And I'm to sell.
This is also if they ever respond to the email where literally
This
the
is true.
last email is me asking them to make the promo
Yeah.
code about your pubic hair. So who knows? If I also gave them a cop out too, I said, "Hey, can't do that. Make it this simple one." It'd be
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
But maybe a little Patreon action coming out. You never know.
Yeah, you never know.
Kicking it up a notch over here at Bag Fry Studios in beautiful Beverly Grove, California.
It is beautiful. I love the studio. By the way, your hat matches are set very well today.
Pretty dirty. I'm gonna have to snag a new one.
Yeah, you really ought to.
I lost a hat of mine that I like, that white one. I like it a lot, and I swear to God,
Oh.
I'm so torn up about losing it. I had a dream about finding it last night. My dreams are the most pointless fucking things in the entire world.
Dude, I don't know, man. There could be great wisdom.
No, there's
hidden.
nothing. I told you about that lucid dream I had.
The one where you punched a wall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I had a lucid dream. I was lucid dreaming. It was the first time this had ever happened to me.
See, you're in the dream, and you realize you're in a dream, and you take control of yourself.
Absolutely.
in the
And
dream.
I was fully in control.
Yeah.
Fully in control in this lucid dream. And that my first thing I was like, what should I fucking do now that I'm here? And I swear to God, I just turned to the wall next to me, the fucking wall, and I just slammed my fist through the wall,
Yeah.
and then I woke up immediately.
Yeah.
And so that was months ago. And that was
It's a
the only
great advantage of the experience.
Yeah. Long story short, I'm lucid dreaming. I'm fucking right there. I'm like,
Yeah.
here it is. Let's go.
Yeah.
I'm lucid dreaming. Turn to the wall, smash a hole in it with my fist, and wake up. Not sure what that means or what that is for.
I mean, I think that has something to do with. I mean, you're put in a situation where you have ultimate freedom.
Ultimate power, ultimate freedom.
Your only limitation is your imagination, which is not limiting. You know,
No.
you're a very imaginative guy, but you make a choice in this world of freedom to punch a wall.
Yeah,
I
I
mean-
think that's. But you ever punched the wall?
I think I have punched a wall before.
I've never gotten I've never punched through the wall. People.
No.
People, because well, I mean, before you punch a wall, you got to break out the stud finder.
My kids and my wife, they get so upset every time I start, like
Destroying the
raising
house.
my voice. If I raise my voice, and I'm like, what do you? I've never done anything. You know what I mean? Or I'll be like, darn it. I'm like,
And everyone's like,
I'm on the computer and like the rendering breaks. I'm like, dang it, and the whole family's like, Dad, it's okay. And
yeah.
I'm
Well,
like,
everything on TV is about your parents hitting you. So
it really is. Yeah. And
all the content our kids watch these days in America, everything on the TV is your parents hitting you.
Your parents
You ever
hit
see
you
that
and-
Lifetime movie where the kid fucks his mom up? That's a pretty fun movie.
I mean, I saw the one, the Dylan and Eric.
Dylan, the good guys.
The good, the good boys. The troubled youth.
No, this
from
is an
Columbine,
old. This
where
is
they
an
killed their
old.
parents.
That's a Lifetime movie.
No, probably not.
say
But
that's
I
a
don't know,
Lifetime.
dude. What's going on? You got the sound turned on. You got your phone buzzing into the channel.
Sorry, I get so many fucking spam text. I just got a spam text saying that if I put a Dunkin' Donut sticker on my, it said on my machinery, it said something on like my electronics, I'll get $600 a week.
They use like they just saw you once. And they're like, this guy.
All these men, so many dumb fucks get fucking hacked on the internet constantly. And my phone is a fucking nightmare. But like, I'm constantly getting messages from the dumbest people in the world that it's like a fake link. I swear to God, I got one the other day, a fake thing from somebody who was hacked online, and it said, "Whoa, look who died." And I was like, "Whoa!" Like I was like, "Damn, someone who died." But
Next
then I was
level.
like, "Yeah, they're tricking me." Like. And they're coming to me with like gossipy shit. They'll be like, "Ooh, I think you know this person."
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I'm always like, "Oh, I want to click on that."
By the way, I went to the Improv mic, and which we talked about being kind of a nightmare, and
I'd say it's beyond a nightmare.
sure, I mean, for me personally, just not recognizing the majority of people there and being in a scene for 7 years ish, it's pretty ridiculous. But somebody came up to me and said, "There's like a group of guys talking," and they go, "Oh, I'll let Kevin explain it." He goes, "What happened to Nick Country?" And I was like, "Gosh, dang it!"
Who?
Like Nick, and did we tell him? Did we tell the pod that there was?
Why would we?
I don't know. It was a comedian that passed away. That was just around the open mics and kind of an odd fella. And I'm such a nice guy.
I'm letting you live.
I'm like burying a hole, but when I get too deep, I just go to the next flat, and then I start digging a little bit more. And no. But yeah, that was who Ben was obsessed with
At dinner, would not stop talking about
and
it.
then to go to the improv and have somebody go, "Hey, now you tell us because we heard you knew," and I'm like, okay. I'm like, and then I gave him an elevator pitch of what happened, and they're like, "Really?" I'm like, "Gotta go, boys. Take care."
Yeah, you boys have fun.
Yeah, enjoy that convo.
Oh, my brain is so fucking empty right now, dude.
Yeah,
It is just yesterday, dude. This is how this all broke down yesterday.
Yeah.
I'm sitting here. I in the morning. What did I do yesterday during the day? I don't even know what I did. I took the dog on a walk. I
Put
think.
life.
Oh no! Yesterday was fucked.
penises
Yeah,
on
no.
cartoons.
Yeah, see, yesterday was a whole fucking thing.
Yeah,
So my phone had been cracked, and then on like Thursday night it starts fucking up. Friday night it's really fucked up, and I'm like, God damn it! I have to go tomorrow to fucking fix this bullshit, and it's gonna cost me. I literally was like, it's gonna cost me $300.
Hand me that pen, by the way.
I was like, it's going to cost me $300. And then I was like, that's fucking sucks. But then I was like, you know what? I'm lucky to be in a position right now where $300 is not ending my life. Because a few years ago, if I had to pay $300 to fix my phone, I would have been close to homeless. And so I was like, whatever. I'm like, I'm fine. I literally just grabbed some cash. I grabbed $300 in cash. I put it in my pocket. I was like, I'll go down here yesterday to fix that. Oh, but the night before, somebody was like, go to this specific place.
Yeah.
I went there. It's this fucking bullshit little, like you know, on
Yeah.
Hollywood Boulevard, how they split stores into like 4 hallways.
Oh, yeah.
And so it was one of these things. A nice like Bangladeshian dude was that was the guy. But they told me to go there that it's cheap. So I go there and I'm talking to this guy and he's like, my friend, fine. He was like pissed off. He's like, I don't have the fucking iPhone, whatever you have screen. He's like, I just don't have it right now, man. And he was bummed, and I was like, dude, fuck, it's all good. Because I told him, I was like, my friend specifically told me to come here. I was like, I drove fucking 30 minutes to get over here.
Yeah.
And then he was pissed off that it wouldn't work. And so I was, he couldn't get it. I was like, fine, fuck. I literally just looked at my phone. Another place across the street. I call them, ask them if they have the screen. They do. And it's a white guy over there. So I knew I was fucking about to get ripped off. So then I go there. I get my thing fixed. It's fucking... You know what's funny is originally he wanted to charge me like $275, and I've been on this tip ever since my Vegas trip. And I was like, what about like the what if I'm paying cash? I was like, is it any cheaper? And he was like, all right, cash $239, no tax. And I was like, whatever, you fucker. And then so I give him that, and I was like, how much for a fucking screen protector? I was like, throw the fucking screen protector on there too. You bum. But then I was pissed off because it was gonna take an hour, and I fucking. Could have just gone. There's a place in my neighborhood, which I didn't go in my neighborhood because I was like, that's going to be expensive as fuck. Yeah. And so then I'm stuck on Hollywood Boulevard for an hour.
You go into one of those phone shops. How much was it?
It was $239 at the place.
But what about here?
Oh, I won't even. Oh, okay. I won't even look at them.
You're like, it was $99.
No, it probably. Yeah. Honestly, probably fucking would have been cheaper.
The Beverly Hills VIP screen replacement service, $99.
Everything in my neighborhood is a bunch of bullshit. Yeah. Like it's like. The restaurants are great. The coffee shops are great. The food and like the bars are great.
You can hang out with cats for an hour for $75.
There's a cat. There's cats. There's dogs. There's there's literally a fucking Swedish candy store. You know what I'm saying? It's like there's I love my neighborhood, but it's like goddamn, can
I just buy a banana somewhere?
Yeah. So then I fucking
or get a screen replacement.
I'm pissed off. Now I paid all that money. I'm fucking stuck on Hollywood Boulevard. I was with Kelly. We went to this awful Irish. I tried to go to Bordner's. You know Bordner's? It's this very, very old bar right down there. It's the last place the Black Dahlia was before she got married.
Oh,
it's this cool old bar. I've never been in. I've always wanted to go. It's closed. We fucking settled for some bullshit.
Was the Black Dahlia black?
No. Huh. I don't know why she was called the Black Dahlia.
Kind of misleading.
I don't know what that means. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, if we had a producer, we could figure it all out. But dude, will I ever tell you about the Hollywood tours I used to do?
No.
Remember? You didn't remember that?
No.
Gary Peterson got me hooked up with this company to do walking tours.
Okay.
And so there was a coffee one downtown, and then there was a
coffee one?
You would go from coffee shop to coffee shop and be like, well, coffee actually was invented when a guy... And I would bomb.
A lot of people don't know this, but coffee was actually the very first inventor of communism.
I would bomb so hard on these fucking things. You have no idea. And this company sucked because some days you would show up and they'd be like, they were Swedish guys, and they'd be like, we canceled the tour. They weren't even there. They were on the phone in fucking Sweden or something.
There's nobody who wants to come.
No, but no.
But coffee tours.
People like half the people would show up, and then they'd be like,
"Bros, your coffee jokes are lame."
And so they would cancel the tour and not tell these people and not tell me. And so I'd be out there and I'd be like, "I don't fucking know. They told me to fucking cancel it." And so like
with that voice, was it Hitler coffee tours of Hollywood? Oh, hi, bros. It's me, Hitler. I just, look, there hasn't been a lot of retention lately with your coffee tours, and a lot of people are saying that you're not funny.
I would bomb.
I thought you were a comedian.
I would bomb bad. And so I would do those, and
You bombed harder than when I got bombed in Zabunka.
It brings me back to my golf joke.
I know. That's what it brought me back.
But I would bomb. The best thing, though, is I would go to these two coffee shops, and I would go to this one coffee shop that I cannot recommend enough. It's called
Starbucks?
It's called No Ghost Bears in downtown Los Angeles. And it's a bunch of dudes with face tattoos, like a bunch of like hardcore.
No Ghost Bears.
Yeah. It used to be called something else, but that's what it's called now. It's great coffee. And this guy's name is Elliot that owns the shop, I believe. He's a fucking maniac. He rules. But he would bring these people. And this is a group of tourists, like 30 tourists. They're mostly from like Branson, Missouri, you know. And so they would go in there, and he would just hop up on the counter, and he'd be like, so where'd you guys go before this? And then they would be like, oh, we went to these two coffee shops, that coffee shop. And he would this would be like a 40-minute part of the tour, which was awesome.
Yeah.
And he would stand up on the counter and be like, let me tell you something about those places. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. And he would go, he knew everything in the world about coffee. And he was like, hardcore dude, would sit there and talk about the coffee, be like, these fucking people are doing this bullshit fair trade shit. You know what that even means? These people are still getting their coffee from fucking slaves down there, bro. And he would go fucking hard. Like,
yeah.
And these people hated this. They didn't like this guy. They're all tourists who were getting a walking coffee tour of downtown LA.
They want everything to be happy.
But this guy, they're wanting to learn about coffee, and this guy has the most information about coffee. They know I don't know a fucking thing.
Right.
So then they would sit there and they would listen. They would try his coffee and be like, "This is this shit." And he would make a bunch of espresso and be like, "This like." Talk crazy shit about these other places. Just be like, these other places. Yeah. He's like, this place is a fucking joke.
Hey, that other place, man, let me tell you, you go in there, my daughter got murdered in that
Dude,
coffee shop, man.
These guys, a bunch of dudes with face tattoos and fucking like hardcore dudes that would be like blasting the mountain goats and shit inside of their coffee shop. Like they were.
That's badass.
It was, and so I would always wait for that to the end, and I would rush through the other things. Fucking pawn them
it
off
really
on this guy.
is interesting that more coffee shops don't have that vibe, because the vibe of coffee is, goats. Like it is like metal and like fast and like adrenaline and exciting. But you go to a coffee shop, it's very mellow.
Oh yeah,
and
these guys
chill.
Well,
It
they had a
shouldn't
bunch.
be
They have like a
that.
bunch of TVs in there that are like all static. Like it's a very cool place.
I want to take a shot of espresso and then like get into an Iron Maiden and have somebody like bobby pin my nuts or something.
Yeah,
you know what
one
I mean?
time we got there. One time we got there, and this dude was out front buying shit from a homeless guy, and he bought like a taser and a big ass knife, and he was like, who isn't from LA in the group? Like he's literally like, I introduced him while he's buying this shit from this homeless guy. Like, you ever want something legit, you fucking talk to a dude like this. This motherfucker's got tasers. He's got fucking swords. It's like, he's an insane guy.
Were you in jail for this speech?
It was just,
It's the best coffee, but everybody is in there for
dude,
life.
it's a wild place. But I gotta turn my fucking thing off. Good God.
Dude, yeah, you're just getting blown up. I mean, and I did it, but seamlessly without even anybody noticing.
People won't stop talking to me. But long story short, this place, Bordner's, I would go by there on this ghost tour of Hollywood Boulevard I would do.
Yeah.
Where you'd go to all these spooky spots. And that one, the coffee one's whatever, because like they're getting something. The other thing, they're just there listening to me talk. And I bomb so hard every single time on
Like,
these
how
tours.
were you bombing? Like,
I
like
didn't
what?
know-
Like, what?
I
did
didn't
you
know
like,
anything.
But like, give me an example of like something that you would say.
I'm flipping through a binder
Yeah,
to
yeah,
get
yeah.
my speech.
and somebody goes, "Hey,
They ask a question. I'm like, I don't fucking know.
what's the difference between a blonde roast? Like, why do they call it blonde?
Oh
And
no,
not
this
just
is
a light
this is
roast?
the ghost tour.
Oh,
On the
okay,
coffee
okay.
tour, I would just pawn them off on everybody
How
else.
come there's no like blonde ghosts? I mean,
Dude, it was, and what made me feel extra shitty is I went on a ghost tour in New Orleans that was unbelievable.
Yeah.
The lady was so fucking good. It was like, literally, I think it started at like, it was late night French Quarter ghost tour. You'd go to all these different bars.
that's
and
got to be badass.
It was fucking great.
I
It
mean,
was so good.
especially like French Quarter. Like,
It was
there's a lot of shit
It was
that's gone down.
She was great.
That's awesome. But you were not great. You didn't know
I
any
was
ghost
so-
stories.
No.
So people sign up for a ghost tour and they get you and you're like, guys, I don't believe in it. Like,
No,
like,
I would just go by. We'd go
never
by.
seen it. Hadn't ever heard any stories about it. I'm
I
not
would-
interested.
I would get shit mixed up.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
would make shit up on the spot, and I'd be like, "Yeah, actually, this is where Marilyn Monroe got her tits cut off." At the but it's like we would walk by these places, and it's like some of the things where there's like a theater there that was a school that burned down, and there was
Yeah.
kids, and now every time Jerry Seinfeld does comedy here, kids are screaming underneath. Like it's like
kids scream at this school for more sensitive comedians.
and
The
it's
ghosts.
just insanity. And so I'm down there yesterday. I fucking go to this shit bar. Then I
Yeah.
come back. I'm annoyed because I had to go down to Hollywood Boulevard for fucking 2 hours, and
Yeah.
it's a fucking nightmare down there. And it's like 5 o'clock, and I'm like about to take a nap because Kelly had shows. I was gonna go with her too. And then Joe Carl Abusacre, major shouts out to Joe Carl Abusacre, texted me and was like, "Hey, dude, I have 2 tickets to the Chris Stapleton All American Road Show tonight with
Yeah.
with Dwight Yoakam and Mike Campbell and the Dirty Knobs, dude."
Insane.
And at the forum, he's like, "They're my brothers. He can't use them. I can't use them. If you want them, let me know." And it was such a last minute thing. So I was like, obviously Kelly can't go. Brian's in Austin.
Yep.
He's another guy who likes country. And I was like, Kevin likes music. And so I called you.
Hell yeah.
You know, music. So I called you and I was like, "Yo, what the fuck?" And you're like, I fucking I'm gonna be at this Quiznos for another 3 hours. I'm shitting my pants in the Quiznos bathroom. I was like, you can't get off the toilet? You're like,
No,
I can't
do it.
I can't. I'm laying on the floor of this.
No, I
Quiznos
literally
bathroom.
got just a cush job that was just paying me a bunch of money to sit in a truck. So I was like, all right, I'll do this.
Yeah. So then,
And it kept getting later and later, and I was like, all right, I'll keep charging by the hour. Like, that's fine with me. But I was so upset that I didn't get to go. And then you're like, I'm going with Zach.
Yeah.
Which I think is funny.
I love Zach, but
Yeah.
Zach is definitely not the person where I'm like, hey, I'm going to a country show.
Yeah,
You're my +1.
Right. So, yeah. And then you're like, we're going to do some chocolates. I was like,
Dude, yeah, I made up with Zach. We over he works on Sunset, and so I went over to. Well, funny enough, I went over to Saddle Ranch and I got a beer, a little bit of tequila. It's about by now it's like 6:00.
Yeah,
the show
yeah.
starts at 7, and so I like in that time span of me about to take a nap, I like jumped up, took a shower, ran to fucking Zach's work. And I was across the street getting some drinks, and then we were talking about getting some. Zach said he had mushroom chocolate. So when we stopped by Zach's house really quickly, and he hands me like a fucking
a full bar.
a cinder block of chocolate.
Yeah, yeah.
And but it's like, bro, he was like, yeah. So he was like, there's 4 grams in this chocolate bar. I broke it into 4, so that's a gram. And I was looking at it because I was like, this is so much chocolate.
Yeah, there's no way.
And so I was like, I told him, I was like, I feel like you're fucking.
Yeah.
I feel like
He probably meant this is, I don't know.
I have no idea, but I chomped it and then like chomped it. We get a lift to the Forum, and about like halfway through the lift ride, I'm on a different fucking planet.
Yeah.
And like I'm not like I'm not like wavy gravy fucking freak out tent
But
or anything.
you can feel it.
Oh yeah, you know when you're like your sinuses start clearing up and your ears start popping. I feel like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
I mean, at least for me and what I've heard from other people.
Yeah, there's a cloudy, altered clarity.
Yeah.
That comes over you.
Yeah.
That like you almost feel like I always feel like my stomach is empty. Like
Yeah,
when
well,
I
I
start feeling it.
also had only eaten like a very small lunch.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was like, that's good because
That's the way to do
for
it.
mushrooms, that's good.
Yeah.
So then we get to the thing, and it's fucking packed.
Yeah.
Like I mean, it's literally sold out. But in the parking lot, it's like we finally get there. It takes a while, and then we get there, and we walk in, and it's just people are going hard.
Yeah.
It's like a lot of big women in their fucking best outfits, dude. You know,
Yeah.
it was a lot of homemade,
Party.
a lot of custom made Tennessee whiskey shirts,
yeah.
and a lot going on. And then
This dress used to be a pair of pants.
we go in there, and it's so weird going to one of those things because it's like even throughout the night we came down to like either pee or I went to go get a beer or whatever, and like I mean it's funny because we're both on mushrooms and we're in such a big arena that we're just like going everywhere together because I think like
Absolutely.
subconsciously both of us are like, well, I can't get lost, and
Yes.
then so
Well, there's also a part of you that wants to get lost. You know.
no way, dude, it was a lot. There was a lot going
Yeah,
on.
okay.
And I was very overstimulated. But I was laughing because it's like every time you go, like you're watching an unbelievable concert, like
Yeah.
an unbelievable musician, and then you go out to the concourse and it's like a fucking casino out there. You know, like
Oh,
that's
shit.
that's the vibe I got is like
Yeah,
a
yeah.
casino. There's just people moving fucking everywhere, and it's like there's so much movement going in. The bathrooms at the Forum are like you stand in a line outside to go to the bathroom in the hallway there,
Yeah.
and then you go down 2 flights of stairs into the bathroom, and so it just seemed never.
Yeah,
ending.
I've been there. Yeah, yeah.
Then also our seats were pretty high up. So we're in row 21 on the top deck.
Yeah.
And we go out to the thing and we're walking up, and I swear to God, I was like, God damn, we've been walking up these stairs to go to our seats for like a half hour. And so I pull out my phone flashlight, which very inconspicuously, there's a guy sitting in the seat I'm looking at, and I shine it on the row number, and we're at like 11. I was like, fuck, dude. Like, and also, we were seats 5 and 6. And so we had to, you got to do that fucking shuffle of like
Yes.
getting in, getting in, getting out. And so,
People like you Yoakum fans.
yeah, I didn't say, Zach took the brunt of this, which was good.
Yeah.
I didn't say a fucking word
Yeah.
to the people sitting to my left. It was like it was like a nice younger couple, blonde chick. I literally just like at one point somebody behind me dropped their phone on my head, and I don't even think I reacted. Like I was so locked into my seat and just like and I was enjoying it thoroughly,
Yeah, yeah,
but I
yeah.
bet the look on my face looked like I was like in a catatonic state.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what were you thinking? What was going on in your head? Like you were just
The biggest thing,
Yeah, yeah.
I was like one of the most disrespectful things is that these guys come up here and do this, and then on the same stage as people do stand-up comedy.
Yeah.
I swear to God, that was my.
It's disrespectful.
I thought it was like I was like that's the most disrespectful thing of all. Like I was like, what are you gonna do? And I kept telling Zach that I was like, what we were talking about? Because Zach was like, yeah, it's insane that people do stand up comedy on the same
Yeah,
stage.
yeah, yeah.
And I was like, it's just like, what are you gonna do up there that's gonna reach the level of the level of artistry and entertainment
Absolutely.
that these guys are doing on
Yeah.
stage right now.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go talk.
Yeah, it's insane. It was insane to me.
Yeah, no vocoders or nothing.
You know what was cool though is we were at such an angle that whenever the lights were high, it happened twice. We could see people fighting in the pit. And so we're watching it from above, and I'm like you just see like people like moving, like
Holy shit.
We were high up, but you could see it clearly when the lights are
Yeah.
during songs.
Why the fuck? Who's fighting at that concert?
People
That's
fight,
insane.
dude. Anytime there's a pit at a concert,
Yeah.
no matter, I bet you could go see fucking Alanis Morissette. I bet you could go see fucking,
And isn't it ironic?
yeah, and then you're just gonna get smacked in the. But people were fighting. It's because people were wasted. That's a heavy drinking crowd that we were there with. That
And those drinks ain't cheap.
they were not cheap.
No.
And then at one point, dude, we're in the fucking beer line, and I'm on another fucking planet. And Zach wasn't drinking last night, but he was waiting with me, and they had water at the the front. And so I get there, and I'm 2 away, and this guy comes up, and he's fucking obviously like coked out. He's a good looking dude. Like he just has like a Matthew McConaughey on coke vibe, but he has short hair. And he comes up and he's like starts hitting me with fucking. He's like, "Hey man, I only got cash, and they don't take cash. Do you think you could you just grab me a beer? And all I got is cash." And I looked at him like he was fucking talking another language.
Yeah, your eyes were completely black.
And then Zach was looking at me like, "What is he saying?" And I was like kind of like blinking and looking at him, and I was like, I literally went, I don't know, man. And then he was like, "What do you mean?" And I was like, there's people behind me. I was like, it don't.
Yeah,
whatever. And he's like, "No, it's nothing." He's like, "Could you just grab me another beer?" And I was like, and I swear to God, I looked right at him and I said, "Do you know how much a beer costs?"
Yeah.
I was asking him genuinely, like I was like, "Do you know how much a beer costs?"
Yeah.
He, I swear to God, he goes, "Well, I got up to the front of the line earlier and I got 3 and it was this much. So if I only get 1 and I also plus the tip there, that's going to be this much, or it might be this much." And I looked at it, I was dead silent for like 3 seconds. And I was looking at him, and then I was like, I just blurted it out, and I was like, "Honestly, dude," I was like, "Truly," I was like, "I ate a lot of mushrooms before this, and your math is fucking bending my mind." It's exactly the words I said. No. I think I said melting. I said, "Hey, man, I took a lot of mushrooms before this, so right now your math is melting my mind."
Yes.
And
Yeah,
he
yeah.
was like, he turns into a weirdo. He's like,
Yeah,
"Oh,
yeah.
I love mushrooms. Yeah. Blah, blah." And I was like, "All right, man," because he gave me cash, and I'm holding the cash in my hand.
And you like forget what it's for.
And exactly, I'm like, he gave me $20.
And you're like, what is this?
Well, my first
What
thought,
is
I
this?
thought
Why
he was,
do we worship this?
I thought he was coming up there to ask me to crowd, and I was immediately going to go, "Yeah, give me $100."
Yeah.
And I was like sitting there, and I swear to God, my first thought was way more, but I was like, no, 100 is cool. And so I was like, because the line took like 15 minutes at least to get up there.
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
he gave me $20, and I was like, "Is that enough, or is that too? I literally was like genuinely asking. This is before I told him I was on mushrooms. I was like, "Is that enough?" And he was like, "Well, here," and he gave me $2 more, and I was like, "Okay." And he was like, you could see in his face, he was like, "What?"
Do you know how much a beer costs?
And I wasn't even asking like a smart ass, like, "Dude, beer is expensive." I literally looked at him
I
and
know.
I was like, do you, and I was trying to like hide the fact that I was on another planet. I was like,
Yeah.
"Do you know how much beer costs?"
Yeah,
Well, like, dude, because they could have gone up there and told me a beer was $1,000, and
In
I
your
would
mind,
I would have given them my debit card and been like, "Sounds good."
Yeah. You're Dr. Manhattan. You just
Dude.
like drew a circle on your forehead.
I was fucking.
You have your cock out. You're like, do you know how much $1 even is,
Yeah,
bro?
and I thought like I was just kept being like, "I don't know, man." Like
Yeah.
I was just like trying to just get him to leave me alone, and then finally he was so insane that I had to be like, "Dude, you're fucking up my world
Yeah.
view right now."
Well, that's the thing. A lot of times you gotta, because it's all those forced social interactions that I instigate a lot of the times, just because I'm being a friendly guy or whatever. But when I'm on mushrooms, that's why I like to be like so far out of anything.
I like being around a lot of people because I think the overstimulation is usually I enjoy it.
But if you're too in it, when I do mushrooms, I like doing mushrooms.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I respect the. I shouldn't even say that. Like I do.
Mother Gaia.
Yeah, I really do, man. Like you gotta be on her plane. But I mean, I literally just did acid at a Fish concert, like a Stereotype, which was awesome, amazing.
Yeah, see,
time.
whenever they were just jamming all the instruments, even though they were shredding, Chris Stapleton is an unbelievable guitar player.
Yeah.
Mike Campbell from Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers was
Yeah.
playing guitar with, and I was like,
Amazing.
it was unbelievable. But I was like, I literally thought for a second, I was like, this is the worst part.
Mm-hmm.
And then I literally was like, a Fish concert is all this?
It's not all that.
There's no lyrics.
Well, that's not true. There's a lot. There's all lyrics. Yeah, all the songs have lyrics. I don't.
Okay,
think
the songs are like, and then I went down to the creek, and then it's
you-
like 30 minutes of like, wow, wow, wee, yong, and then the fucking guy breaks out a theremin and starts swinging his Peter around the theremin. And it's
Yes.
like, wee.
No, they do literally.
I just don't
have-
give a shit about. Do you know what I'm saying? Like that. That doesn't. I'm not even shitting on you or Fish in general. That
Yeah.
just doesn't do it for me.
Well, I totally respect that opinion, and you're welcome to have it. But your understanding of what Fish is very
No, they're a
inaccurate.
jam band.
Okay. Yes, they are.
They are a jam band.
But
They're
you literally just thought they had no lyrics. They have full songs with like time signatures and changes and I mean they're just like any other band.
but they're not. They're just their whole thing is they play for 6 hours.
But you've
and-
never. What I'm saying is the fact that you didn't think they had lyrics shows me how tenuous grasp you have on.
because
what
that's you know what it is.
I mean, you don't. That's
Fish sucks.
Okay. That's
That's my hard stance.
yeah, dude. Like, yesterday, one of my daughter's friends was over, and she's like, "I hate J.K. Rowling," and I'm like, "What'd she do?" And she's like,
She's a turf.
"Well, she didn't know." She's like, "She's just like transphobic." I'm like, "Oh shoot, what happened?" She's like, "She like didn't think that trans people should go into bathrooms or whatever," and I like looked it up. That wasn't what it was.
I mean,
Like,
she is transphobic, but it's like having you know,
yeah, well, I don't know. She's like positive. I don't even know what it is. It's for one thing, and it sounds
Yeah.
like it's against another. Nobody gives a shit.
It's one of those things
If a
where it's
human
like-
being's in front of you, be nice to them. That's the rule. Just period. You know, you don't have to think about all this extra
not if they're
shit.
not nice to you.
Yeah, well, but that's based on their actions, not who they are, which is how you're fine. You know, you're in the clear.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I don't know. I went
Just
to
eliminates all the bullshit.
I went to a comedy club the other day, and there was a person I truly dislike there, and I left immediately because I was like the interaction.
Yeah, and I was like,
here.
"Where are you going? It's my birthday."
I was like the energy that's going to be wasted on this interaction. I would rather do nothing.
Yeah,
I would
yeah.
rather leave here.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's like, what, do you know what I'm saying? It's like, what's the point?
I get it, man. A lot of times, I mean, anytime I've been going to a lot of these mics, I feel like that. And then if I see somebody that I can like have a conversation with that I just know, then I'm like, okay, thank God. But even then, I'm just like, Jesus.
Yeah, but then you trap yourself in a fucking nightmare fest.
You know, I enjoy conversations, even with the weirdos. You know,
I've got too many weirdos.
dude, what are you doing, man? You're back on the phone.
I'm not back on the phone. We had an email I'm going to pull up. Speaking of fucking weirdos.
Oh, yes,
Oh, my
that's
phone
right.
is like not working with this fucking thick ass screen protector. I think. I'm gonna kill myself, dude.
His screen protectors are pointless, bro.
Are they?
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, they're good for scratches, but for dropping it, it doesn't really. Doesn't do
dude, you could have
shit.
told me that before.
Yeah, you don't even need a screen. You don't even need a phone. It's like it's all bullshit.
yet.
It's all totally, just
So
a,
there's
it's a scam.
Thank you guys for writing in emails. I appreciate you
Yeah,
guys. I do enjoy talking about this.
Bagfriespod@gmail.com.
This is a story we were given. The subject of the email is dog sex story.
Yes, I remember that.
And so here it says, it's from a guy, I don't know if I'm supposed to say or not. It just says DJ Thug. I think that's a fake name, so that's good. Shouts out DJ Thug. He said, "Howdy, Bag Fries gang. No one believes me when I tell this story, so I'm shooting it over to you." That's good. Yeah, we're trusted. We believe everything. When I was a junior in college, I started seeing a girl from Tinder. On our third date, she told me that she had left her latest ex for a variety of reasons, but the chief one being the fact that he told her when he was 12 years old, he put his dick in the family dog's ass. We hooked up a few more times after this.
Which I mean, she
Yeah.
didn't do it.
I mean, she's just, I mean, she's,
dog fucker by
I
association.
was going to say, by proxy, she's also a dog
Yeah,
fucker.
yeah,
And
if you have sex with somebody who had a dog, then you're having sex with everybody who ever fucked that dog, including other dogs.
yeah, oh yeah, she's a multi-time dog fucker. This next guy coming to the stage, he's a multi-time dog fucker,
And he's fingered a couple of cats
Yeah.
too.
He's a
Give it up for him, Bruce Gray.
And they said, we hooked up a few more times after this and then ended up drifting apart eventually. A year passes by and I find out not only is this girl engaged, but she is engaged to the dog fucker. That really messed with my self-esteem for a while. Either way, just wanted to tell you this tale. Come to Cleveland. Shouts out DJ Thug. We'll be in Cleveland sooner than later. Most likely later.
I love it.
So this guy was dating was hooking up with a woman on Tinder, but do you think that it was appropriate for her to break up with the guy in the first place just because he confided in her that when he was 12 years old he had sex with the family dog? Is that something that you think is bounds for
like ending it all?
Well, first of all,
I mean,
if the dog fucker is listening, keep it to yourself, man.
Yeah.
There are some
yeah,
things,
yeah.
you want all transparency in a relationship, but there is not everything.
Yeah.
She doesn't need to know about the dog fucking, bro. Nobody needs to. The dog is probably dead by now.
Yes.
Not from, being fucked, hopefully, but the dog is probably passed
Just
on.
from time,
so now
yeah.
the only person in the world who knows that is you, and you should keep it that way.
Yeah. The dog doesn't, and the dog's not going to tell anybody.
Maybe your fucking therapist, you
Tell your
dog
therapist.
fucker.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? Maybe that's he was finally connected. Maybe that girl was the first time he ever actually connected to somebody on a
Yeah.
deep enough level
To be like.
and he's like, I fucked a dog. And it's
I mean,
who
first
knows?
first of all, don't fuck the dog.
No.
And second of all, if you fuck the dog, don't tell anybody.
Don't tell anybody, and take it easy on the dog. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
If we're giving advice to dog fuckers,
be nice. You have to be. You can't really punish the dog.
treat the dog like you treat your wife. Make sure the dog's ready to go. If you have any sort of personal lubricant, bring it around. If it
So give
again,
the dog
and
a
this
few
is-
extra treats, and maybe that'll
Yes.
help you out with.
Yeah, get some pig livers or something. For the.
What kind of dog do you think it was?
I hope it was a big dog.
Yeah, I mean, it
because-
has to have been
I don't know. I mean, how young was this guy?
12.
He could have just been cocksocking it with a dachshund or something.
But man, fucking the dog.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
It's a lot.
I'm
It is a lot.
I'm on the side of DJ Thug here. I'm not on the side
Oh,
of the dog
100%.
fucker.
Yeah. No, but I'm just saying, you started giving advice to if you're going to have sex with dogs, people,
Yeah.
and I figured, might as well, throw that out. We got a lot of our listeners may have considered, banging a dog. And it's good to kind of give you some guidelines, some bumpers.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
That is really a crazy. Yeah, I mean, I stand with DJ Thug, and I believe DJ Thug.
What do you think is the best animal to bone?
Everyone says a pig.
Really?
People come up to me right on the street. People walk up to me right on the street, and they say the pig is the best animal to fuck. I've heard a pig
All the time.
but also
it's great,
I've
the
heard
best. Little corkscrew tail. It just plays with your balls a little bit.
I've heard sheep, but I mean,
Yeah, sheep, goats. A lot of
the best animal in my mind.
a
to
lot
have
of New
sex with?
Zealand jokes about backing up a sheep into onto the edge of a cliff.
Yeah, then
I've heard that joke before.
this guy that they'll walk a sheep to the cliff, and it's like
Well, they're like, yeah, well, you probably force a lot of sheep off cliffs, or I can't remember what the bit. The joke is essentially that you put a goat on a cliff, and then you can fuck them, and they have nowhere to go, and they keep backing into you because they don't want to fall off the cliff.
yeah.
That's at least the last time I boned a goat.
Yeah, I mean, you know what I think the best animal to have sex with is a human.
Wow, that's that's good. That's good.
I just, I believe the guy. I think, but I don't. I think maybe I don't think it had anything to do with him or his self-esteem should be affected.
I disagree.
I don't. You think the girl was like, if I'm seeing this guy, if I'm seeing Mr. Cleveland over here,
I
and
think
he's
the girl that ended up getting engaged to the dog boner, that I don't know where the apostrophe goes on that phrase. Not the object boner, but I think she had a clear view of the caliber of men that she was dating, and she probably weighed the pros and cons of both
Of the dog
relationships.
fucker.
Yeah, and was like, and she looked at you, who wrote us a letter, DJ, and probably was just like, is this guy better than the guy that had sex with a dog? You know what I mean? And
I
so
don't know though, because maybe
maybe we got to make some changes.
and maybe
in your
it wasn't
life.
even
I don't know.
specifically him. Maybe it was just the daunting task of dating that she was just like, he's not it's not like he's still a dog fucker.
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe she had a dog though, and she was
Didn't
like,
you get arrested for running a dog grooming service that was you were just pimping them out?
dog fuckers.
Yeah, the little thing that they put them in when they have to trim them. And
It's like the opposite of dog fighting or like
Yeah.
dog
Yeah,
fucking.
like go in and say, I want the Afghan and I want it with the special puffs. And then they know what's up.
Yeah, I don't think you should be beat. I mean, his self-esteem is seemingly back to normal. I don't think you should be beating yourself up over it, dude.
No, I agree. Honestly, I agree, but it's funnier if I'm like, no, you should feel bad.
Yeah, hey, you know what? At the end of the day, you're not a dog fucker. Or maybe try fucking a dog, and maybe that's how you'll meet a woman
Well,
eventually.
that's the thing about, that I'm excited about living in 2022 is like I feel like the level of judgment for people's sexual preferences has become so filled with grace and and love, kindness and love. Like, I don't know. I mean, dogs are very intelligent animals. Who's to say
That they don't want to get fucked?
that, well, not fuck, but maybe be involved in a romantic relationship. Who knows? I mean, dogs definitely love.
You know who got the short end of
Dude.
the stick of the?
Soupy is like
Stop over there, man.
not today.
Do you know who got the short end of the stick with the whole acceptance thing and like the whole like we respect everybody for everything? Is those people who like in the late '90s, early 2000s were like, those it was on like Ripley's Believe It or Not and shit where people were like, I love this bridge.
Oh yeah.
Remember those people?
The bridge
where these
fuckers.
people would go up there and they would fucking ride the bridge's face and
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
be like,
yeah.
and they were allowed to marry the bridge, but
Yeah.
everybody was still like,
Yeah, it was like a joke. It was
Yeah.
which is really sad. You see love in real life and you're too afraid to accept it because
Yeah.
it's different than what you expected.
but people were allowed to like legally marry,
a bridge.
a car.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like the Eiffel Tower.
I think that's great. I think
I'm gonna marry the Statue of Liberty,
dude.
and I'm gonna climb up there and eat her puss too.
She's been around. She's been around.
What if they made a special agreement that they were gonna chisel into the Statue of Liberty, and I was gonna be allowed to climb up there and eat her pussy?
Well, that was one of the only requirements that the French gave to America when they gifted the Statue of Liberty to us was that we couldn't fuck her.
Do you know what?
You Americans, what the fuck, everything.
You know what I've been thinking about, which I think is the ultimate crime. Is what if
Having sex with your mom.
yes? What if you? Okay, hold on a second here. Let me think about this.
Get a good supply of vape ready.
What if you were a guy?
Hold on. Let me try to
A
figure.
guy who wants to have sex with children, but
okay.
you are fighting the urge ultimately,
Yes. I've
and you say,
I've seen documentaries about those
and you're
guys.
like, I'm trying to fight all of my urges. I know this is incorrect. I'm trying to do all the proper things to not want to do this. So late at night, you go to him.
What if the kid has an old soul?
So you go to McDonald's,
Uh-huh.
and you go to the Ronald McDonald that's sitting out front on the bench.
Oh yeah, I think I've heard this
And
conspiracy before.
You cut it open in half, like vertically around the edges, and then you install hinges on it,
Yeah.
and it's hollow inside, and then you go into the thing, and you fill out the Ronald McDonald and like it's a bodysuit.
Yeah.
And then you have a buddy come by and close the hinge,
Yeah.
and then all day you just sit there and kids like run all around you.
And then you cut out a hole and you put a bag of fries over your dick. And your dick is actually the size of a French fry, a McDonald's French fry.
I'm gonna do the popcorn trick one day.
Dude, I think you should. Especially like you are in a relationship right now that I think you could get away with it.
With
you
doing
know?
the popcorn thing?
Yeah, but I don't think you would get any satisfaction out of it.
No, it would just be a hilarious prank.
I think you've developed. I think this is probably the only reason to be in a relationship is that you can now do that joke to somebody and
Yeah.
not go to jail.
Yeah.
You know, because
would you be? What if I did the joke to you?
it would probably be a throwing up version of laughter. It would probably crush me, and I would also be like, we couldn't watch the rest of the movie.
Yeah.
I would have to just talk about what the fuck is wrong with you.
Yeah.
And I'm just like getting in there like, what the fuck? And you're like,
I might have to do it too, dude.
and I'm like, what is that? Did you put a gummy worm in here? What the
Loudly in
hell?
the movie theater.
Yeah.
Last night,
Maybe I'll tug on it.
have I talked to you? I don't think I've actually talked to you too. Have you talked to Zach about the concert?
Not at all.
So it's the end of the concert last night. Mushrooms.
Did we finish all of our thoughts about dog fucking?
Yeah, dog fucking was long gone.
I don't want to miss any details about this.
I mean, this guy needs to go to DFA meetings.
I got some other shares as well.
Dog
you know.
fucking are anonymous.
Dog fuckers. And
Dude, this is maybe one of the hardest I've ever laughed in my entire life. Is Chris Stapleton's song "Tennessee Whiskey" is definitely like his biggest hit, one of the
Great
biggest
song.
country hits of all time. But it's really a cover of a David Allan Coe song,
yeah.
which is
I don't know that, but I just said yeah.
David.
like,
You know who David Allan Coe is.
Yeah,
David
yeah.
Allan Coe, one of the best country musicians of all time. But also, some people have said, have argued. You guys who listen to this podcast would actually be interested in learning about this. Is that he has some questionable songs on, let's call them X-rated albums, that some people argue whether or not they are ironic or not.
yeah.
And these songs include lyrics such as, I was with my wife and she left me. She ran off with, and she's like, he went with this guy and said his dick is bigger. And that's the day I found out my wife ran off with Birdoo. I swear to God.
Really?
He's got a song called "Working Like a Big Word." Like he's got some wild shit out there. If you look up David Allan Coe X-rated, you're gonna find all of this music. People, but it's people.
Man, you are not wrong about the listeners of this podcast.
So people-
just, by the way, you've just struck gold. You've just found a treasure trove of entertainment.
I mean, it's people will argue for years on years. David Allan Coe's done.
Yeah.
There's another few things.
It's almost as bad as what Bill Cosby did.
Yeah, I mean, there's another song where David Allan Coe is on. It's a late night talk show, like a late night public access show in New York City.
Yeah.
And David Allan Coe was in jail
City?
in New York City.
Okay.
And in he was talking on David Allan Coe was in jail, and I'm pretty sure while he was in jail, if I'm not mistaken, his roommate. I could be making the story up, but I think it's true. His roommate was a gay guy, and I think he spent so much time with this guy that he kind of learned, actually for the first time, learned what gay people are like. And,
Yeah,
'cause
yeah.
he's from who fucking knows where, but he's from.
That's what it takes.
So it's he's sitting with this guy, and then there's this Congress. If it's look it up. It's called David Allan Coe. It's on. I think it's a show called Midnight Blue or something.
Yeah.
It's a very weird name, but he's singing a song on there talking about this lady who's like an anti-gay politician, and he's talking shit about her, but he's singing this song. This is why people go back and forth with the irony of the whole thing. He's singing a pro-gay song, but he's literally in there and he's talking like this fucking literally
He's
this.
saying
He's
that.
like this bitch and this she
I told her she couldn't grab it.
She's like saying he's talking shit about her.
She was a real maggot.
Yeah. He's talking shit about her.
Full House with Bob Saget.
Literally, he's singing the song, talking about her, and she's she's doing all of this,
Here's my dick. You want to nab it?
and she's doing the thing. Now I can't even fucking.
I'm so sorry.
Because you're talking about nothing. I'm trying to tell an actual story. You're like, oh my god, what? But now I know how you feel every time you've ever tried to talk on this podcast.
That's very true.
Singing the song on the thing, and she's talking shit about her, and he's she wants to do this, and he's wants to make it all these wear these faggots can't be free, and then she's if you go out and do that and this, he's the song and the verse ends is you're gonna see basically just how much these homosexuals mean to me, and he's being legitimately sincere.
Yeah,
So that's where the
yeah.
argument of the whole irony thing is.
That's do you remember that speech when it was, I think it was around George Floyd And
The old guy in Philadelphia.
Yeah, the white guy.
He's like, they're coming every. He's like crushing it for like 10 seconds. And
Yeah,
he's like,
they're literally. He says a point. They're like, yeah,
and then
yeah,
he's like, N-words coming every color.
yeah. We're all inwards.
Yeah, and literally everyone's like, huh?
Yeah,
It's-
people are like, no,
no,
stop.
But anyway, so there's a big like people will argue back and forth for days about whether David Allan Coe is a bad guy or a good guy.
Yeah.
I don't care enough to form an opinion.
Well, I think it's easy just to say that saying the N word in a song is bad.
Yeah, and
It's not a good.
know.
But we've all got our mistakes. It's not the things we say as much as the things that we do.
So he's a very controversial guy. But that Tennessee Whiskey song is a cover of him, and that's huge. So literally last night, we're at the show, and it starts like playing the riff to Tennessee Whiskey, and so everybody's fucking losing their mind. And then he like introduces the whole band, and then he's like, I'm about to bring out this next guy. He's like, this guy, he's like, I'm so excited to be able to bring this guy on the stage. He's like, there's one more person we want to bring out that's not on the stage with us. And everyone's like, whoa. And he's like, this guy, he's like, a lot of you probably wouldn't even know who I was if it wasn't for this guy. This guy, I love this man. He's one of the most talented musicians that ever lived. And he's talking, and I told Zach, I literally said, if he brings out David Allan Coe, I'm going to fucking lose my mind.
Yeah.
I'm going to fucking scream my head off. And I swear to God, he goes, this guy, one of the most talented musicians who ever lived. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for my brother, Justin Timberlake. Dude, I swear to God. It literally rocked my world.
Yeah,
Me
yeah.
and Zach were laughing the place exploded.
Of course.
Me and
Everybody
Zach
loves Justin Timberlake.
were laughing so fucking hard because we're fucking fried out of our mind.
Yeah.
He could have literally, that was the very last person on my list that I would have been like, so Justin Timberlake came out and sang Tennessee Whiskey with him. So there's literally him, Justin Timberlake, the entire arena all singing this song.
Yes.
But David Allan Coe. That's like, it was overwhelming to me. It was nuts.
That's amazing.
It was just insanity.
You're like, oh, he's gonna. Oh no.
Well, because
Completely different
earlier
person.
in the night, he was like, I've been on tour with this guy, and he's one of the most talented musician, one of the best like guitar, whatever of all time. And I know he's been on tour with Willie Nelson, so I thought he was going to bring out Willie Nelson, and then it was just like it was Dwight Yoakam and the guy Mike Campbell who opened for him came out to like play with him. So I was like, that's cool. What else you got? You got some write-ins?
By the way, we've got to do stuff like that more often. Every time we go out and like every time one of us does something, we just got gold. It just we just got to get.
Yeah.
I'm speaking to myself.
I don't know. I'm like so caught up right now in like it's hard to where I'm not even like I'm a person who is being like I want to be a sober guy or I want to be this, but I am having a hard time with sobriety, I feel like, in the last few weeks.
Yeah.
But it's just because the weird thing to say, I guess, of this is the life that I live. But it's like the life that I do
Yes.
live is every single night I'm in these places that I am. Where last night I was like, I literally yesterday was like, I drank like every day this week. I'm
Right.
going to chill. I'm going to take it easy tonight. I even told Kelly for the show because her brother was coming up here and she had a spot at the store and a spot at the Improv. And I was like, we'll go to that. I was like, I'll drive. I was like, I'm not going to drink. Like, I just whatever. And then literally Joe Carl hits me up and is like, God. And it's like, fuck. And it's like little things like that or like, oh,
Yeah.
even like at work, it's like I'm allowed to drink at work. And so
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like, what am I going to not? And it's like,
Yeah.
I'm here for fucking 7 hours. Am I not going to drink? Like,
Yeah. Well, it might be a good discipline and just a.
but I'm not somebody where
exercise
I'm not
and
somebody
discipline.
where I'm like I gotta. Oh, if I
No,
don't,
I get it.
I'm having the shakes. If I don't have this drink, I'm gonna fuck. But I'm just literally like being subjected. It seems like to,
Yeah.
and it's not like it's not an issue. I'm not like.
I mean,
I'm not making big mistakes, or I'm not like
Yeah.
fucking up relationships. I'm not crashing my car. I'm not like doing
You're just
this. That.
feeling something. You're feeling a little bit of self judgment, maybe.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
And so it's just like it's an every night thing that I'm like, it's these places that I'm going to. It's like free drinks.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
Free drinks.
yeah.
You want to do acid? We're gonna go to a concert of a musician you love.
Yeah,
I have acid.
literally two of your favorite musicians tonight,
Yeah.
and it's just like go
Yeah.
for free.
Yeah,
and like
there was a time a few years back where that was happening, and where it felt like it was like a 6-month thing, where every other night it was like an opportunity to have a great time.
Yeah.
and I could just take.
And that's
it.
where I'm at. I
Yeah.
feel like I'm literally at every night right now. It's like
Yeah.
this is an opportunity to have an unbelievably great time. And it's
Yeah.
not like you need alcohol to have a great time, but it's there and it's fun and it's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
So it's like, what are you going to do?
Yeah, I mean, I've been obviously since my birthday. I haven't had anything to drink. Feeling just like I got to take a little bit of a break, like a week or just something.
Yeah.
Just to take it. I mean, I don't really drink that much, so when I do, I always drink Dos Equis or whatever that commercial says.
But it's like, it's not like it's a weird thing to talk about a little bit because it's not like I'm like, I have a physical dependency to alcohol. I have this to alcohol. I'm not enslaved by alcohol. I'm not like having my life torn down from the fucking rafters.
You've just been drinking a lot. And
Yeah.
I can't be drinking so much all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's just really like you're saying, it's like the life that I'm living is
Yeah.
there is an opportunity to have a very fun time every single night.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like,
If I could have the discipline I have for sex with anything else in my life, I would be so much more successful.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't, like all that stuff. Cause like, I mean, you know me, every night I have an opportunity there for several women, you know what I mean? Every single night. And it's just, they just line up outside my door and they go, is today going to be the day?
sorry for interrupting you here. I just remembered this though. So last night we're way up there and I'm fucking locked into my seat.
Mm-hmm.
I'm watching it. Chris Stapleton's playing all the hits. He's fucking,
yeah.
he's like plays like fucking pretty much like lead guitar also. So he's
Yeah.
he's on fire.
Yeah.
Like it is to the point it was so good and so flawless that I was kind of like, all right.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, I get it.
Yeah.
And I'm fucking just out of my mind. I'm watching all of this. I'm like, this is insanity that I'm like, he's on fire. But it wasn't striking a chord in my brain as far. And the lights, a lot of different lights. And the whole entire show itself was very produced and
Yeah.
very fucking good and whatever.
yeah.
And I was like, yeah, okay. Like, I get it. Like,
Yeah.
I understand. But people around us, there was like these two Latina chicks right next to Zach who were like
yeah.
going nuts. And like they kept to Zach, who was sitting in a seat, they kept being like, oh, sorry. And he was like, oh, it's all good. Like,
Yeah,
'cause they would
yeah.
like bump into him,
and
whatever.
they have no idea what he's saying.
No, and there was like it's all good. Yeah, like okay. And then like these two people in front of us were like kind of doing the same thing. We're like, we're gonna fucking jam out. We're fucking like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
And so they like stand up and start like raging out and like rocking out. And I'm like, all right, dude, do your thing.
Yeah.
We're way the fuck up here. Like these people are yelling to the stage. Like you have no idea how little you're doing.
Yeah, yeah.
And then like the chicks next to us start doing the same thing. And me and Zach are just sitting. Like other people are like, yeah, like in their seat, like doing their thing. And like me and Zach are literally just sitting there completely locked into the show. Like it's like
That's how a Fish concert was, but everybody was locked in. It was a trip.
Yeah.
It was like in a seance,
Yeah.
like a trance.
it's like we're sitting there doing that, and like those people like. The people in the front get annoyed that not everybody is doing that, and then the other two chicks they all sit down, and then they're like talking to each other, and the chick's like, "Yeah, well, it's like everyone around us is fucking lame as fuck," and I was just like, "All right," like I literally I wanted to lean over to them and be like, "Hey, you have no idea the level of enjoyment that's going on right
Yeah,
now." Like,
yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
wanted to lean over and be like, I am in another world right
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
Like I am
And
lost.
forever they'd be like, man, white dudes are fucking crazy,
Yeah,
man. This guy's like,
these guys fucking
guys like sitting there like this, like, oh, like nothing and shit. And
I
like,
literally
we're like a dope ass concert, dog. And
was-
then he's like, oh, I'm having a blast. I'm like, this is a blast. Oh no.
I had I had both of my hands on the armrest, and I'm sitting with perfect posture watching the show. I'm just like
Yeah,
I'm,
yeah.
I'm drinking,
You have no idea how much enjoyment I'm having.
but it's like, you know what I'm saying?
Like
though, where it's
Stephen
like
Wright.
I'm pounding beers, I'm smoking weed, I'm way off my fucking rocker on
Oh,
mushrooms,
yeah,
and I'm
yeah,
just
yeah.
sitting there like, yes, like
Yeah,
this
yeah.
is good.
You're doing astrophysics in your mind, but
Yeah.
you don't even realize
So
it.
then throughout the concert, I kept pumping up Zach and making him yell. I'd be like, come on, man, why don't you give him one? Why don't you give him a, come on, Chris?
Yeah, yeah.
I'd be like, come on, try it out.
Yeah, yeah.
And then and it was a fun bit because he would do it and be
yeah.
like, that one wasn't that good.
The
But
girl
I'm
was like, yeah, take that shit to the next level.
yeah, dude, it was insane.
That's amazing.
We were way the fuck up there.
Man, I'm
Definitely
jealous.
closer to the roof than the stage.
Yeah, I like going to concerts with Zach, even though he's quirky or whatever.
Yeah.
But
I don't know how much I
nice
enjoy the arena concert.
I love an outdoor. An outdoor is the best, and then you can, if there's grass, you can lay on the grass. It's fantastic. I love that. All right, I just wanted to read a couple of reviews. A quick shout out to Ack, who left a review for Bag Fries on Apocalypse Soon, which is great. Although we're trying to get crossover, from people that aren't me, so. But I would love to do a crossover. And then Brandroid says...
he said to do a crossover?
Yeah, he's like, do it. And Brandroid says, let's hear some Ricky Retardo.
That's a character I teased.
I know. And then he says, great job, guys. Love the pod. And then so this guy says, better than Brain Jail.
Good for him.
Crude Bubba. Kevin was the best. Funniest part of Brain Jail.
You're crude, Bubba.
And Bruce is hilarious. Great duo. Thumbs up, bag fry emoji. And then Mitch Handsome writes, bag fry supremacy. Love you guys. Probably the best vaporizer podcast out there. Keep it up, boys. 100%.
Absolutely.
The number one premier vaporizing podcast out there, baby. We stay up for you guys. We stay energized and full of nicotine.
I like to think so.
Yeah, absolutely. And then we got Keshanta writes, it's no Brain Jail, but I'll take it. The new guy's growing on me.
New guy, good.
The new guy's growing on me like warts on your feet.
Good.
I want to hear more about Black.
I saw that one. Black Starbucks.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Dude, we got it.
Starbucks of the Z.
We need to do a
live episode from Black Starbucks.
Seriously, I really want to do it. We could just get guests to come in and say what's up.
That'd be funny.
And then Grixley writes, God has willed it. Got the itch to go and listen to some old Brain Jail episodes and was surprised and delighted to see the boys are back. Thank you, dudes. So thank you so much for the reviews. They help a ton. They pump us up. And
on the
move us
new,
forward.
whenever we do switch over, please, if you've already left a review, sorry to bug you, but you're going to have to do another one.
Yeah.
The reviews help. The reviews really do bring legitimacy to a podcast. Whenever you see a podcast on Apple,
and
you can tell how good the podcast is doing by the amount of reviews they have.
Yes, absolutely. Well,
Truthfully.
There's part of me that thinks that every time, like the people that listen to the podcast get so annoyed by anything that, where I like, hey, do this.
Yeah.
Like asking them to go subscribe to another thing. And I know a lot of you love us. You want to do whatever. So we appreciate it. It's the reason we're doing it is just to maybe get on that new and noteworthy on iTunes, get a couple extra eyeballs, and God willing, we can hold on to you guys as we transition over. But yeah, we appreciate you guys have been awesome sending stuff in. The Discord's popping.
A little too popping.
A little too popping.
Take some of this stuff down a notch.
If you want to post something on anything related to things that we do, just have a little bit of tact when it comes to the overtly racist or homophobic stuff you're putting on there. We have no problem with anybody. We like to make jokes about everybody. But that doesn't mean we want 1,000 pictures of like Hitler going into a woman's bathroom wearing a dress and being like progress. But by the way, I just made $1 million meme. You're welcome. Don't post it on our Discord.
You could email it to us if you really feel the need.
Please. My son sends me some stuff that I'm like, this is inappropriate, but it was hilarious to me because I have the distinct privilege of being a genius, and I'm able to decipher, the parts that I can take out, and but not everybody can do that. A lot of people see something and they just go, "Oh, this guy's bad."
Yeah,
they just immediately are like, "Oh, they're bad. Why? I don't know."
Maybe we'll have a new Discord. Who knows?
I don't know. I love the Discord. I love the people.
I love the Discord too, but there's just.
Sometimes Bruce gets a little sketchy on those photos. I delete them when I go through, but it's just like, just because it's Discord, it doesn't mean it has to be alt right. It's I don't vote, so don't waste your energy.
Yeah.
Send us an email, bagfriespod@gmail.com. If you haven't left a review, please do so. And if you'd love to,
don't review yet. Wait till we switch over and then review.
okay, or do both. But it helps us out a ton to spread the word and share the clips and all that good stuff. Follow Bruce and Brian Vokey over at Fat Jocks podcast, and then
Comedian Cinema Club, January 29th. Tickets are legitimately about to sell out.
Yeah, it's insane. January 29th.
Sorry, July 29th.
Thank God I was like, wait a second. You said 2 months.
July 29th, Los Angeles. This coming Monday,
Where's it at?
the Yard Theater.
The Yard
July
Theater.
29th. This coming Monday at the Comedy Store. If you want to come see your boy fucking hosting the Potluck Night on the Original Room. Monday night, next Friday. What's that, June something? Mm-hmm. Hollywood Improv, 10:30, main room.
Big time.
I'm on a new level.
Yeah, I'll be in Long Beach
new level.
and Huntington Beach, and then I got another show, some random show this next week. So feel free to check out the Twitter and the Instagram for all that stuff. And anything else?
Nah, dude, just fucking respect the pod.
Yeah. And feel free to, email us with feedback on, any ideas to pump up the pod. And, like Bruce said, be respectful, be nice. You don't have to. If you're emailing us, you don't have to be respectful at all. We don't give a shit. But yeah, thanks for listening, and stay free out there.